5 News reporter Alex Durham is live there now with a look at some heavy damage.
Hey, good morning, Charlie and April. Those 2 tornadoes that hit last night were really close to home. And right here you can tell that it gets a little slick, so they physically had a lot of problems with this ice coming up as they are trying to work in and out. I'm going to push it through, and that's about how much snow has been falling since this morning, pretty early, about 7 o'clock, but no one's really been walking through here at Lake Bella Vista. This is the guy's truck, and there's actually tin or aluminum of some sort that just is jammed. Things are moving. It's just moving a little slow this morning after this wreck. All lanes are blocked. There is water just streaming down Elm Street. So we're going to kind of show you. They did find the source of the water. It's flowing right out of this right here. All that's left now is a scene of complete devastation. Now there are 20 buses. The family tells me that they're in complete disbelief, that this is something that happens to other people, not them. We're kind of slipping. You can hear the car, the wheels having trouble really sticking to the ground. Even with the sun out, we've still got a really powdery, beautiful snow, and we hope you get out and enjoy your snow day.
Chase the Guinness in there?
Ooh, feeling it, y'all. We're gonna turn you guys around. He's actually getting off the bus and saying hi to the parents and the kids as they get on. We've got a big group here coming in. Toyland just started off, and we got families walking around with their kiddos, taking pictures. This is Lightning McQueen. This guy, I think he's just frozen still. Known as Hog Noxious, you might have seen him on top of the dugout yelling like a crazy fan. Something that's gonna be tricky is figuring out what to do with more than 300 students here at the elementary school and no school.
My son does go to school over there.
She's worried about the school.
Something kids might take for granted until it's gone.
In this country, we depend on the schools, for kids, but now we gotta figure it out.
2 dads of Goodman Elementary students wondering what's gonna happen next.
We're pretty close to the end of the year, so I'm not for sure what they're going to do yet. I haven't heard.
There was no time to go out or hide, There was it was here.
Looking at what the tornado left behind, there's an exposed classroom surrounded by the crumbled walls of what used to be their kids' school.
So, there was no time to go out or hide.
This classroom wall of fame is still hanging on. Books sit untouched on the shelf next to destruction. The people of Goodman, Missouri are just thankful it wasn't worse.
We all made it.
It has been my baby.
For the last 4 months, this is how Margie Stellwagen spends a lot of her day.
Look at that radish.
Giving this garden a little TLC.
I'm actually ready to go home and have my own garden now because I've learned so much of the mistakes that I did when I was at home.
Not just the mistakes she made while working in her garden.
This is our second batch of radishes we've got.
Margie is one of several inmates who work in the Benton County Jail garden, and she's found you can bury a lot of troubles while digging in the dirt.
There's more to life than what I was doing, and I just hope I can keep up doing the right thing.
And the hours these women spend in the garden growing themselves. Other inmates see it too.
The better behaved that they are, the more of an opportunity they may have to actually be one of the ladies put on this crew.
This is a new work crew project that gets the women inmates out of their cells and focused on something positive.
We're giving back to the community, whereas we took from the community when we're out there doing things we shouldn't have done.
Right now they donate the food to St. Andrew's Food Pantry.
As the garden continues to grow, it'll be donated to other pantries as well.
Margie is amazed at what can grow from just a small seed. But what's even more rewarding is the potential she's found in herself just below the surface.
I mean, a lot of times you'll see us in tears, we'll start crying because it's really hard to believe that we did this.
That's what it is, a mug tree. I love rustic stuff, like old wheels, anything old and rusty and antique-ish.
Jackie Huff is in the right place. More than 250 antique vendors are set up at the Junk Ranch in Prairie Grove.
And then clothes. You never know when you might find some unique clothes here.
Jackie calls herself a professional junker.
This is their first time that I've been before.
She's even got a shirt and a wagon to prove it.
Hey, there's your old Christmas truck.
Thousands of people just like her travel hundreds of miles for bargains just like this.
Isn't that cute? A lot of times dealers are making a lot of deals because they don't want to pack it back up and take it with them.
Laura Hightower sets up a booth every year, but it's the atmosphere that keeps her coming back.
A really great lineup of some excellent bluegrass and country bands.
And the food.
About to get a pimento cheese sandwich myself.
As people leave the junk ranch, their bellies and their truck beds are usually pretty full.
Friend bought her Suburban and I said, I think we're going to need the truck. We learned we needed the truck.
In Prairie Grove, covering news where you live, Alex Durham, 5 News.
You're a ham.
They are almost 3 months. Twins was a surprise, but they run in my side of the family.
Every mom dreams of the day she brings her baby home from the hospital.
They went straight to the NICU from the operating room.
But Kristen Hill never expected that day would be 3.5 weeks after her daughters were born.
Wanting so badly to have our babies home, trying to help them however we could.
Addison, Kate, and Blakely Elise were born premature and needed help doing things that usually come so natural.
Addison had a little trouble breathing at first, and they both had some blood sugar issues, so that was what kind of put them in the NICU in the first place.
Rebecca McCann is the NICU manager at Washington Regional. She's worked with premature babies for more than a decade.
To know that we have that baby's life in our hands is something that's very hard to put into words.
Parents can stay in Washington Regional's NICU all day, every day. And that's what the Hills did for about a week. But then it was time to go home.
No parent ever imagines having to leave their baby in the hospital.
In the NICU rooms, just above the bed. A parent's saving grace at a time like this.
I was a basket case. But Washington Regional has the Angel cameras.
Eyes in the sky, a small camera latched to the bed, watching over Addison and Blakely 24/7, so that mom, dad, and other family could too.
The mom can give this login to any of her family members. Then from the parent to the grandparent who might be over in England or somewhere, say, hey, did you see this last night? You know, she was doing this.
The Hills drove back and forth to the hospital every day, and when it was time to leave their daughters to head back home, the Angel Eye system made it just a little easier.
Knowing that if I woke up in the middle of the night and just wanted to look at them, I could just grab my phone and take a peek.
Every NICU room at Washington Regional has an Angel Eye system. Parents can watch their babies live and in color on their phone, tablet, or laptop, so none of those moments are missed.
The day that we finally took them home, again, it was kind of surreal, like coming to the house with them after. I mean, they were almost a month old when we got to bring them home.
Sleepyhead, don't scratch yourself.
The Hill twins, now 3 months old, weighing a hefty 8 and 9 pounds. But the memories of those tiny fingers reaching for every ounce of hope. There's no doubt Addison, Blakely, and the 15 million other premature babies around the world are our most fierce, tiniest survivors.
They are very strong fighters, they're definitely survivors. They work very, very hard just to stay alive. Premature babies are just little superheroes.
Covering news where you live, Alex Durham, 5 News.
I know it's probably hard to live with this disease, this horrible disease that you're going through.
This isn't your normal Valentine.
But I'll always love you no matter what disease you have.
But Gabby's not your normal 9-year-old either.
Sometimes he takes me out and let me ride my bike around.
Something kids might take for granted is a special moment with their dad, but Gabby cherishes every moment.
Because I have friends who they just don't understand.
12 years ago, family and friends started noticing the changes.
Well, he forgets sometimes about things.
Gabby's dad, Dennis, has Alzheimer's.
But I do know that when he does something wrong, he doesn't like it. Because he knows the Alzheimer's did it.
56 years young, and Dennis is battling the disease that's trying to steal everything.
And I love it when he has his days that he doesn't forget anything, and he feels so proud of himself.
Small moments are big victories, which is why Sweet Gabby expresses her love in the most simple ways.
I would probably do anything to take it away from him.
Gabby will remember her dad's love even when he might start to forget. But someday, she hopes what's written on these Valentines comes true.
I know it's tough sometimes, but you can make it through this. I know you can.